Murray, 6 weeks. Steve John Brumner,
Sir?
12 months.
Where'd you shoot up?
My feet.
In your feet. Lift your feet up.
If you didn't tell this story, it would be lost. If you think about what Pentridge is, it's a hidden regime to most of us. We don't ever see it. We don't know what goes on here. That was primarily what we wanted to do. We wanted to tell the story of what that might have been like.
I was told to strip off. I stripped off, and then I was bashed from behind with a baton.
This was the opportunity to tell the story about such an indelible and notorious location in Melbourne.
The National Trust took a lot of considerations when looking for somebody to help us design the experience here at Pentridge. We stepped away from traditional tourism programs because we wanted to really embrace the new technology. We wanted audio, we wanted sound, and it was a perfect match to team up with Art Pro and create a new experience for a new destination.
When you step into Pentridge, it's a very visceral place. You have this cinematic audio experience that responds to your location in either of the divisions. So if you walk into a cell, for instance, the stories of that cell, the voices of prison guards and prisoners will start to talk to you.
He had a 24-hour guard. Each 8 hours, there were a different guard would come on and sit on a chair there. This was to make sure that he didn't take his own life.
Working with art processors was a great experience. The passion and the historical accuracy which went into this was second to none.
It was an organic process to some extent. We're quite egalitarian in the structure of production. We have people concerned about telling stories in challenging new ways. You can literally put your elbows on the sculpture and listen to some of the stories that you'll hear.
I resign from your world. I refuse to do anything that you have set up in H Division.
We wanted people to walk through and listen to the actual voices of the inmates and the guards and the chaplains. You will hear the old muster bells, you'll hear orders marching. It really immerses you on what the prison was actually like back then. A tour guide can explain the sounds to you, but it's nothing which you could really imitate in any other way.
Another major consideration for us was the truth-telling and the positioning of a colonial narrative inside a much longer First Nations narrative. The best way to do that was to centre the visitor as an explorer, as kind of a truth seeker.
His paintings grapple with his two identities, a cultural man of the fighting Gunditjmara and a man imprisoned one way or another for 21 of his first 28 years.
The thing about telling the story of Pentridge is it's dark, and you have to embrace that darkness. The moment you come out of this tour, there's quite a profound relief to being released from it.
The fact that it is confronting doesn't mean that we should ignore it. These are stories which we should never forget.
We would like people to take away a sense of what it was like inside the walls of Pentridge. But it's also to contemplate the context of incarceration, why we incarcerate people, how we incarcerate people, and the models of justice, and how they change over time too.